of missing a move and fear of doing it wrong was my first barrier. And I plunged in with some stupid shit as my first transaction, knowing not one thing about options. Nothing. I knew nothing about it. I learned a lot waking up the next day. Fuck options. I ain't doing that. So my career began as pursuing precision entry techniques because my pursuit was I have to overcome my fear of picking the wrong entry point. And now I'm known all around the world for having all kinds of highly precise entry points and techniques to engage the marketplace. So I turned my weakness into my strength today. Think about that. That stuff comes from someone that went through the trenches. And I love listening to seasoned traders that share observations about their own development, the things that they endured, what they turned around on their own trading, what benefited them, and how it was contrary to what they first got into the industry thinking this is what they should have focused on versus what they later found out was more appropriate, what should have been a majority of their time and concern early on. And I try to do that in my teachings and in my lectures with all of you. And I know sometimes it's dry. Okay, sometimes it's really boring. And I think the reason why you guys like these Twitter spaces is because number one, you get to listen to Ratchet ICT, the unfiltered me, where you see and hear my chemical imbalances when they occur. In the YouTubes, I filter that out, and that's why it's boring. Like it's like, I mean, I get it. It's a boring librarian kind of guy talking to you. Here, you know, when you hear me get passionate about it, you're like, oh shit, you know, you perk your ears up. It breaks up the monotony of the learning, and also introduces reality. Like there's a real person that's talking to you. You know, I had real downside. I had real adversities. I lost real money. I've blown several accounts early on, chasing things that I thought were the last bastion of technical analysis that, you know, I better jump on it right now or it's going to stop working. Stop thinking that way. The market's going to book the way the market's going to book. It matters not how many people are buying or selling it. It's going to do what it's going to do. And it's seeking liquidity and it's rebalancing in any inefficiency. If it's not doing that, it's going to consolidate. That's it. So when we sit down and we're looking at markets, the number one criteria is, should you be trading today? Is it likely to be ugly, consolidating and choppy? And I've done a lot of work to produce a list of days where I don't think it's good for me to do that. When's it likely to be choppy and consolidating and just do nothing, where it could just chop you up and go, you know, sideways? The day before a high impact news event like non-farm payroll, a rate announcement, CPI. Oh, but ICT, I made so much money on the day before. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about me, my personal experience. I'm looking for a specific element in price that I like to operate in. You want to chase whatever you're chasing, you made money, well done. Who am I to say that you didn't make money? I'm not showing up on your fucking channel. I'm not going in your comment section. You see me going around anybody else's channel saying, dude, you're a clown. You're not trading my stuff, so therefore you're an idiot. But you have people on the outside coming to my audience. I'm not in your audience. You're in my audience. And you're saying that this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and there's no proof. And everybody's making money and fucking bringing their receipts and being interviewed by these companies. It's not me doing that. They're not photoshopping. They're not photoshopping, you know, funded account certificates. The fucking companies themselves are interviewing them. You see their names on the leaderboards up there. They're getting paid. Okay, so what the fuck? I think that more is made about image in this industry than practicality. And I have tried to be as practical as humanly possible and still keep people awake. Because there's a lot of dryness to this. And in the beginning, it was all dry when I first started. It was all books. It was all dry. There was no videos unless you purchased them, and you didn't have the access to people that, number one, if they were profitable, they ain't telling you shit. They're not telling you shit. They're not teaching you nothing. They're not teaching you their best stuff. Fuck that shit. They finally found it, right? And that's understandable. But the way they marketed everything back in the 90s and the 80s and such, they made it seem like they themselves are the only thing ever, which is what everybody else says they think I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm the only one that can be profitable, that my students are the only ones that are profitable. I'm the only one that gets to the heart of why price books. But you can be profitable with flipping a quarter. I'm not arguing that. I just wrestle with these opinions that are strong armed against me and my community, where they say, oh, there is no word that's not going to be mentioned, and we're not going to have, consistency and precision when we can. Like, these people out there in this industry are like, at some point, it makes you wonder, like, are they really this opinionated, or are they being encouraged to just put out there misinformation? Because anybody that sits on the fence and just takes somebody else's opinion, whether it be about me and what I teach and my students or anything, and they let anybody else frame their opinion for them or provide their mindset about a thing, whether it be trading or anything, to me is unfortunate, because it provides the clearest indication that you're not really equipped to be a trader. Because really what you're doing is you're looking for somebody else to give you your thought process. And how anybody would do that and be able to live with themselves is beyond me. Like, I am a result of hard work, yes, but I'm also a result of a lot of prayer and belief and blessing. All the work in the world didn't get me here. All the effort in the world didn't get me here. Believing in other people's thoughts and the internalization of price and how the markets book did not get me here. Being contrarian to everything out there did. I opened this discussion up today with everybody in this retail part of the world, okay, in trading. They all learn the same stuff: diagonal trend line, support and resistance, moving average crossovers, oscillators, patterns for pattern's sake, and 2% risk. Where's all the yachts? Where's all the mansions? Where's all the evidence that they can do it precisely beforehand? It's incredible how that doesn't exist. But they write books, they make courses, and they sell themselves on social media as the ones that are capable of doing that. I come to you with a demo. I stand out here in front of the entire world. Some ridicule me. Some people don't give a shit. That's the right mindset. I prove to you where price is going to go. Conceptually, with a theory that repeats, on a narrative that is understood. I'm highly focused. It's transferable knowledge. It has nothing to do with image. I don't present my image in my personal life. I've done it one time to answer bullshitters. And the promise that bullshitter made didn't get answered the way they said. If you prove that you have these cars, I did. And it's never going to be enough. So what I live in, what I drive, how I spend my money, what I wear, how I cut my hair, is irrelevant. Are you going to be able to make your rent payment this November? Pay your utility bill by knowing how many Corvettes I own, how big my square footage of my house is, how many garages do I have, what do I feed my dogs? What's my favorite shoe? I like when you guys ask me what fragrance I wear because I'm a frag head, but I don't think that all the things that people say about me or concern themselves about with me is even worth mentioning. I'm just a guy that I want to help you. And if you test the things I'm telling you to test, the evidence will be there for you to decide whether or not you want to pursue it. It costs you nothing. You'll know. Spend a month, 1 month. You'll know right away if it's full of shit or not. If there's some logic to it, you'll see it right away. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. No one can tell you didn't see what you watched me do publicly now. But years later from now, there will be people that creep up and try to discredit everything that you witnessed. We've been seeing it for a year and a half. It's been like that. It was the same way when I was on America Online. The same thing still goes on today. They will lie and say, you didn't see what you fucking saw. You didn't understand what was about to happen in the marketplace when it was explained to you beforehand. Who's really nuts here? Who's really fucking stupid? The people that lets other people frame their narrative and their viewpoint and their opinion about something. Because if you are allowing anyone to tell you what you should or shouldn't do as a trader or who to learn from, and you have never put the time and effort into the seeing whether there is any validity, you're an asshole. You're an idiot and you have no business being a trader because you're not independently thinking for yourself, number one. You're allowing other people to influence you. When as a trader, I don't give a fuck who's doing what. I could be in the marketplace buying and selling, whatever I'm doing. And somebody that has a bigger following than me, maybe has a better command of an audience segment of this industry, and they may be opposed diametrically to the idea I have in my trade. I am not looking at my trade saying, "Uh-oh, let me get out of this." Nope, nope, because I know what I'm looking for. Nothing changes my opinion about the market or the trade I'm in except for the price itself. I'm not influenced in my thought process about the marketplace. I'm not swayed in my opinion about the things that I use and implement in trading. I'm not changing and tinkering anything. I'm not changing any settings. I'm not adding to, I'm not reducing. It's always the same thing. It's the same stuff every single day. Why? Because the market's doing the same shit every day. Time and price. How does the market know what pattern to use today? What harmonic pattern to use today? What school of thought? Is it Elliott Wave today? Is it Wyckoff? Is it supply and demand? Is it Dow theory? Is it volume profile? VSA? Think, folks. Think. Every school of thought, every single one of them out there, they will never agree on everything at the same time. But you know what agrees? Time and price. The open, high, low, and close doesn't lie. It can't hide, and it ain't going to fucking change. Okay? So there's no reason for you to be worrying about how much I teach you this and how many more people come into the fucking party. It will not change shit. It just makes it better because there's more volume. There's more participation. That means what? Liquidity. More people in there doing it. It's going to be more. It's going to be more of a fun engagement. It's not that. All right, everybody's doing the same thing, so therefore, it's going to stop. Think about the logic in that. How many books have been written about supply and demand? How about volume profile? Why aren't the guys that do volume profile worrying about, oh shit, there's more people learning the volume profile. We better not teach that shit. It's all over YouTube too. It doesn't have my logo plastered on it. But the point is it's the same argument. You're worrying about things that are not something that you should be worrying about. Here's what's never going to stop happening, okay? The market's going to open at a predetermined time. They're going to close at a predetermined time. That's a constant. It's not going to fucking change. There's a holiday schedule that we follow. Sometimes we'll have a shortened trading session, or sometimes we'll have a completely closed trading session. That's time. That's not going to fucking change. That's a constant. The open, the high, the low, and the close. Those three price points, they're never going to fucking change. There's a beginning point, there's the highest and the lowest, and when it closes. Time and price. What it does and what liquidity it seeks and what inefficiency remains in the price, that that is the variable. But those variables repeat over and over again in a format that is easily understood and identifiable. Last statement, and we're done.